What's good, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Zamir from XCC Tunes. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about Groove Agent SE. There's a lot of things that you can do with Groove Agent SE, and if I knew about this long time ago, I would definitely not have purchased any of the drum machines that I have right now, right? I have a lot of drum machines that I've purchased over the years, and I regret not knowing what I know now about Groove Agent SE, because there was not a lot of tutorial available on YouTube or anywhere else about this, which is why I'm making this video so that you guys can get benefit by just using Groove Agent SE. Right, so I'm gonna go ahead and load my kit here. Okay, let's load Groove Agent SE now. Let me load one of my kit here. I'm gonna go here and go to users. So in the previous video, I talked about saving preset, and then you can actually go to the user preset and VST multi, and then you can find the preset here, right? So there's another way that you can also save your preset. So I'm just going to load this drum kit real quick. Okay, I have this drum kit which I made yesterday, and it sounds like this. Okay, so it's a very simple beat. I'm going to show you guys another way to save this kit, which it will be available under the user category here in the media bay. All right, so what you can do is you can go ahead and right click on this and go to save kit as. Okay, now it's going to ask you to name the preset, so I'm just going to go and drum kit pattern tutorial. I'm just going to put tut right for tutorial. I'm going to hit OK, and now it's going to be available in the user field here, right? Okay, so now whenever I go to a new Groove Agent instance, I can go to the kit here, go to user, go to all, and now it's available here. So I'm just gonna load this real quick. So all the kits that I have is available on this instance of Groove Agent. So another thing that I want to share with you guys is how you can audition sounds. So for instance, let me just drag this to the project window. Okay, I'm going to loop this guy. Okay, I'm going to lower down the volume a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys another way you can audition the patterns, right? So if you go to style here, I'm actually using all the sounds from my own samples, but I'm going to be auditioning different drum patterns, right? So if I go and click on this blinding blank page, right, it's going to play the pattern that's available here, but using my own sample. So if I click on this one, it's going to play another pattern, but using my drum kit, right? So you see here, there's some things happening here. I don't have any samples here, which is why you don't hear any of those sound, right? So what you can do, if you don't hear any more sound, you can just go ahead and add sounds to that pad, so you can hear the pattern. If let's say you don't hear it auditioning the sound, what you can do is you can click on this autoplay. So when you click on it, it's going to start play, right? But if you don't have this enabled, then when you click on this, it's not going to do anything, right? So you can, however, go and play manually, but I prefer to have autoplay turned on, right? Okay, if the sound is too loud while you're auditioning, you can actually adjust the level here. So I'm gonna like so. So it's very useful. You can actually do that. Let me just stop this. Okay. Another cool thing that I really like about this is, let me show you guys the browser here, and I'm gonna go to my favorite. I'm gonna go to the perk. Okay, let's say I want this sound to be playing this part here. Let's say this snare here, I want to replace this percussion. I'm not going to replace it now. I want to listen and audition whether this percussion sounds good for this beat that I created, right? So what you can do, you can come and click on this pre-listen in place. When you enable that, now when I hit play, see, it's actually playing this percussion instead of this snare. Okay, listen again. I click this. Let me use a different percussion. Yeah, how about that? So I'm gonna hit play now. See that? I don't even have to replace this sample yet. You know, I can just audition this sample for now. And if I like it, I can just drag and drop it here. Okay, so that is fantastic. Okay, this can definitely save your beat, because sometimes you may have a certain arrangement, certain pattern that you like, but the samples that you use for that pattern may not be suitable. Then you can come here and audition the samples and then just drag and drop it here in the pads, right? That is really, really useful. All right, another thing, I actually reduced the level here, right? So if you don't want to adjust the fader here, what you can do is, let me turn this up to 0. I can actually come here and adjust the gain here. So now it's not too loud, right? But this way it's not affecting the input of this drum, right? Okay, if that's what you want to do, you can actually gain stage using this level here. It's very, very useful. Right now you can see it's clipping now, so all I have to do is just bring this down a little bit. Okay, it's not clipping anymore, right? Another cool way you can do this is by assigning an output. Okay, so I'm going to go to this one here. So all these pads, you can actually assign a different output to it. So you can just right click on it, go to assign output. You can choose the output that you want. You can assign up to 32 outputs per instance of Groove Agent. Okay, so all you have to do is just go here, enable this. Okay, I've already assigned them when I created this kit. However, you will not be able to see it here in the output section. So in that case, what you have to do is you have to go to the VSTI here. So I'm going to go and click on the active output, just enable them. So however many outputs you want, you can just go ahead and enable it. And when you go to this drop down menu, you can see all of this here. Now I'm going to hit play. You can see that all of the sound is assigned to its own fader, which is very useful when you are mixing, right? So you can now go ahead and add any of the effects, inserts or sound effects, any kind of things you can do. You can go crazy with this, all right? So that's one way. Most of the time when I create a pattern or a kit, I always assign them to its own routing. However, you cannot save the kit with these output. If let's say you want to have the Groove Agent IC with all the outputs already assigned, already enabled here, what you can do is you can click on this main track and then select all of them by press shift and click, and right click on it, go to save track presets. Now you can save them as drums, let's say Groove Agent, right? And hit OK. Now when you go to the user preset, go to track preset and multi, and now we have the drums Groove Agent. So you can just drag and drop it here, and I'm gonna have all the output together, right? So you don't have to necessarily assign it manually. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna just remove this guy. Okay, the last thing that I want to cover today is about layering samples. All right, so if you go to this sample here, let's say I want to have a different sample being added to it. How about this one, right? I'm going to just click on this and I'm going to drag and drop it on the top of this box, which besides the plus sign, and I'm going to just drop it here. Okay, now you can see I have two samples loaded here. Now I have options to choose whether I want to set it to velocity. Lower velocity will play the samples and the higher velocity will play the samples, right? You can actually definitely switch it around. So now the lower velocity is in the is playing this sample and the higher velocity is playing this sample. Okay, you can switch it around by just dragging it to the right or left. Okay, you can actually add as many samples that you want. If I'm not wrong, I think 8 samples, but you can just try. I don't know how many samples you can actually load. Okay, velocity will determine which samples to play. Okay, if I want to layer those samples, I can just go ahead and click on this layer mode, and now it's going to play the samples together. It sounds really punchy. I like it. Oh, by the way, let me go back to velocity and show you guys the thing that you can do. You can adjust the velocity curve by, you know, dragging it to the right or left. So now if, let's say, I set this to the lower, so this is the lowest that it will go. Okay, you see it's still playing this sample instead of this sample. So if I adjust this right now, yeah, now it's playing the one on the left. This is in the middle and this is on top, right? You can see the samples is changing based on the velocity that I'm playing. Okay, now let's say you want the samples to play from this section here. You don't want the whole section. Okay, by the way, if you want to zoom in, just click on this top section here and just drag it down. It's gonna zoom in, right? So let's say I want this sample to play from here. Let's say from here, right? And this sample I want it to play from, yeah, from the beginning, and this one maybe from the end here. Right, so now I have created my own samples and it sounds really good. However, it's still in the velocity category. I'm going to go back to layer. Okay, now it sounds really punchy, and so I kind of like that kind of sound. Okay. Cool. Okay, you also have options to change to round robin. Sounds really cool actually. If that's the kind of effect that you want, you can do that. All right, you have random. So random is going to play these samples randomly, right? And then you have this random exclusive. Okay, I don't know what it does though. I never used this before, but never mind. Let's just go back to layer. I like this. I like it. I like the way it sounds now. So guys, so that's how you can layer samples in Groove Agent SE. So if you guys find this video helpful, please make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, smash the like button, and share this video to everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.